everyone. This is Carrie and Shane Tyndall, and we are Team Tyndall Health. And we're going to cook up some shrimp scampi tonight. And let's get this thing started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some olive oil. Oh, I'm going to have to do my recipe, you guys. I'm going to add my olive oil.
How much?
This is 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're going to add our garlic.
And I'm behind the camera, guys. Please, if I move around or whatever, I'm sorry. I got the dog winding around my leg. She's mad because she's leashed.
And you just got to do it till, basically, till the garlic releases its, oils, which is about 1 minute. We already cooked our squash. We had to cook 5 cups of spaghetti squash, which we did that because we're camping. We don't have an oven. We went ahead and did it before we left. Okay, and then basically that's all you gotta do, and then you just add all your other ingredients. So we're gonna add our shrimp.
This is 2 pounds of shrimp, frozen shrimp that's been thawed.
Wet, but we'll go with it. And then we're just gonna add all our ingredients, which is, oh, hold on, I have to put this down. We have half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. We have a tablespoon of parsley. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And a half a teaspoon of onion powder. And we're just going to cook that. All right. We're going to cook this, and let's see if I'm going to add my tomatoes yet. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's see if I add my tomatoes at the same time.
One of the things we do when we come on camping trips, whether it's here like to a state park or when we go, try to take some big trips out west every couple of years, meet up with some friends and go out to Utah and see our kids. A lot of times, especially when we come on these weekend trips, we will prep most of the stuff just so we can make sure that we stay on plan with our meals. It's a lot easier to prep than to try to buy it. And when we're out west doing the big trips and we have to come up for air about once a week or so for groceries, is usually what it works out with. We'll take some time and prep our stuff as best we can. But on these little short weekend trips like this, we'll prep as much as we can at home. It saves space. We've got a lot of space on this trailer and the SUV. Between my Lexus GX and her 4Runner, we've got a lot of space. But it still it makes life a lot easier. And this meal right here, cooking it at home should take 30 minutes or less. And that's including baking your squash and prep for that. So basically, just showing that you can eat healthy while camping. It's not hard at all. We just gotta get this a little pink, which I probably should have cooked the shrimp before we started, but it's okay. It's taking a little bit. Yeah, it's a little windy this evening, and this stove is not the best for wind. So if push comes to shove, we will. I can always break out the single burner. We'll have to just put a picture. And we forgot. It calls for lemon juice, but we forgot lemon juice, and we forgot the Parmesan cheese. So we're just gonna have to go with it because we're in the park and we're not going back to the store. And that's a little ways. So. It's all right. It's still good without it. It's just adds the extra flavor. It's more like a saute. That's all. And but yeah, so that's about all it takes. And I'm gonna put, once I get the shrimp pinked and cooked, trying to kind of get a little pink. It's gonna take a while because we had water. We forgot to drain it. So it might be like soup. That's all right. It tastes just as good because I've made it before and it's been soupy. It actually comes out good. We're gonna
just continue to cook this until the shrimp is cooked all the way, and kind of let it get a little pink before I put the tomato in, because it's I'm gonna have to let it sit for a second, and then put all this in there. You know, you gotta have your healthy fat. So shrimp, of course, doesn't have any fat, so we have to add our fat to the dish.
Which is the olive oil and the cheese.
Which is would be the cheese too, but again, we forgot it, so that was our bad.
Yeah, I was just ready to get out.
Yeah, we were ready to go. It's time to get away from the, from the town. So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and add these tomatoes so I can start cooking with this shrimp, and that is a cup of cherry tomatoes cut in half. So again, we may have to just take a picture when we finish the dish, because this is going to take a little while. So
I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and we'll get the water out of it and come back in just a minute. Back in a few.
Hi, it's Carrie and Shane again, and we finished cooking our shrimp.
Took a couple of minutes
scampi.
to boil. We forgot to do. It's just the fact of it's been a while since we've been out, and we're kind of trying to get back into the routine of cooking.
Again, we did forget the lemon juice and the Parmesan cheese.
But
But we'll make do. It'll be more like a soup, because we didn't drain the shrimp, so it had a little liquid. So we added the squash in after we the squash and the tomatoes, and we're just basically letting the squash heat back up since it was already pre-cooked, and it was a little cold, being in the refrigerator and the cooler. So that's about it. We're gonna serve this up, and we're gonna for shrimp, we get like 7 ounces of shrimp, so that's a good bit. So normally we'd have it in a big skillet, and we could easily portion out, because it's like for 4 servings. But we can eyeball it, and we'll make do. But anyway, that's it. This is a very easy recipe. Like I said, all you did was you took 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil, and you put it at the bottom of the pan, and then you just took 1 teaspoon of, it says 1 minced garlic, which I use the in a jar that's already minced, and that's about 1 teaspoon of garlic. And then you just kind of cook it for a minute just for it to release its oil. And then if you want, it does say you can have the shrimp already cooked before you even start.
But it tastes better if you go ahead and cook it. That way your shrimp's not chewy.
So anyway, so then you add all your seasonings, which was your red pepper flakes, your salt and pepper, your your onion powder, and what else I get? And parsley. And then you add the shrimp, and then you add the tomatoes, and you add the squash, and then you just till the squash heats up, basically. Because again, it's called to cook the squash and then let it cool, and then you reserve you 5 cups of squash. And you could, if you don't have squash, like for example, we don't have an oven, so if we were
we do have an oven, but it's a pain in the butt to pull out.
Well, we bought us a camp one, but we haven't even tried it yet, but it looks like it's gonna be a pain in the butt. So, but really, if you didn't have a stove, like for camping, you could do a spiralizer and do zucchini. Or you can even buy the frozen ones that's already spiraled and use zucchini instead of squash.
One good thing about this recipe is it's 1 pot, 1 pan, except for, like I said, we try to pre-make most of our stuff, but only using 1 pan, so we've got that to wash, just the containers we had our ingredients in, and this can be done over an open fire just as well. Just build it, let your coals build up and get it nice and hot. You can do it in a Dutch oven, you can do it in a pot like that, you can do it in a skillet. Doesn't really matter, but it can be done over a gas stove or a gas fire pit, open fire, however you wanted to do it. It's actually really easy. takes less than 30 minutes to do, even with full prep at the house. So we're just, like I said, we're a little discombobulated because it's been a few months since we've been out.
But yeah, so anyway, so
Gotta get back into the routine.
So this is basically done, and we're just gonna start. If I had the right ingredients, we would have.
You had the right ingredients. I just forgot. I forgot
That's okay.
2 of the ingredients when we walked out of the house.
But anyway, we'll serve it, and normally you put it in your plate, and then you pour some Parmesan cheese over your little bowl. So
But it's good without the cheese too. It just
it's
adds
good, I'm just
extra
saying,
flavor.
It just gives a little extra flavor for the Parmesan, and
And
Parmesan is one of your less fatty cheeses, so because it's a hard cheese.
so with that being said, this is a good recipe for people who don't like Parmesan, because there are people who don't like Parmesan. You used to be one of them.
Yeah, I used to be. Like, my taste buds, that's one thing when you start, getting healthy, and when you get older, your taste buds change. So I always thought it was the stinky cheese, and I would never touch it. But now I love it. So yeah, so this is it. We're done, and we're just gonna serve our plate up, and we will take a picture of our plate or our bowl, and we'll post a picture under the video. So everybody I hope y'all have a great weekend. Tomorrow we're cooking a steak.
That's a tradition. At least one
Steak and green
night
beans.
on a trip, we have to have ribeyes. That's
So
it's not quite on plan, but we keep it as close on plan as possible. Ribeyes and green beans, so it is not. I mean, fairly lean. You can get
and
some
salad. We'll have a little
and salad to go
outside,
along
so,
with it, so we'll offset some of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my hard and fast rule is there's gonna be a steak night once a week when we're out camping.
Oh, I just turned it off.
So with that, it's just about done. We're gonna go ahead and say goodnight, and this will get posted. Actually, this is Friday. What is today? The 10th. I don't know what the date is.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Hold on a second. The 8th.
The 8th, yeah. 8th.
Friday, April 8th. But we've got very little cell service right here at this campsite, which is a blessing. The whole point, we like to get off the grid anyway. I post, we'll try to post stuff like on YouTube. I've got, I'll post stuff if we're out traveling or whatever. But if we have signal, I post. If not, we don't, and it gets posted when we get back. And probably this will be posted Sunday night or Monday, since we both have to be back to work. But I'll take this home, pull it off, put it on the computer, and splice it together, and we'll have a full video and then upload it to Facebook. So with that, happy weekend to you guys, and enjoy.
We'll see you later. Bye.